Today on Travel Magazine, we visit the idyllic island of Moorea, part of glorious French Polynesia. From its rugged mountains to its turquoise sea, where dolphins play, stingrays are friendly, and even sharks welcome visitors. Moorea offers a delectable variety of entertainment and adventure. There's something here to light everyone's fire. Steeped in history and tradition, the French Polynesian island of Moorea has been called the dorsal fin of the great fish of Tahiti. Situated just 14 kilometers from the urban center of Papeete, Moorea remains the tropical paradise first discovered by early European settlers more than 2.5 centuries ago. It's a garden paradise blooming with romantic adventures and lifelong memories. Hi, I'm Joel Haslam, and welcome to this edition of the Travel Magazine.
And I'm Leanne Cusack. The name Moorea means yellow lizard, the vision of a high priest during a dream. This is the real South Seas experience, a casual, barefoot existence. This island is surrounded by white beaches and lush vegetation, but you should know most of your time will be spent in or on the beautiful water.
The French Polynesian island of Moorea is located in the South Pacific Ocean, 4,500 kilometers south of Hawaii. With its lush mountains and white sand beaches, it's easy to see why tourists flock to this island oasis. Formed from the remains of a massive volcano, Moorea's roller coaster topography is an inspiration to more than just hikers and photographers.
Jill, this mountain is a very special mountain. It's known as Potui, and it was considered a sacred mountain by the people of Moorea. In fact, everyone believed that it was through this mountain that their spirits would move on to the afterlife, which made it a coveted mountain. I don't know if you know about the god Hero.
I sure know about the god Hero. He is the god of thieves, and he had a plan. He wanted to steal this mountain and actually take it to his home island of Raiatea. So he wrapped a giant vine around it, legend has it, and began pulling. But another Tahitian god didn't want anything to happen to this mountain. So he threw a spear. It missed the mountain and actually landed in a nearby mountain, which they now call Pierced Mountain, because the hole can still be seen to this day.
He only left with the very top of the mountain, the tip of the mountain, which people of Raiatea now believe is one of their landforms, or a piece of their landscape.
Because they've actually measured it, and they think it would fit on top if they could put it back in place.
That's great. I love the legends.
The view of the mountains is rivaled only by the view from the mountains. But before you head for the hills, you should enlist the services of one of the many knowledgeable guides. Some of the trails are more akin to rock climbing than hiking, but if you're up to the challenge, the view from the island's tallest peak, Takiha, is spectacular. Equally majestic, Mount Rotui tumbles into both Cook's Bay on one side and Opunahu Bay on the other. And that's where we're headed next, into the water.
We are just off the shore of Moorea and had an opportunity to go in the water and swim with the sharks. Actually, Heifera is feeding the sharks, and Joel, being an experienced diver, decides to go in, but didn't quite expect to see 3 sharks, 3 hungry sharks, 3 dynamic sharks. But part of our objective here is to educate people on the fact you don't have to be afraid. Are you afraid, Haz?
No, I'm not actually. I was. But Heifara said the sharks can hear your heart beating and can sense when you're nervous. So your fear gives them fear, which is more dangerous. So I'm staying very calm because I want to stay very alive.
He's a smart man, Joel Haslam. He's a very smart man, and he's just watching Heifara as his mentor. And, oh, look, One, two, oh, how many do you see? 3. Just one more experience that you can cram into a trip to Moorea.
Actually, Lee, you know what? They're actually beautiful, beautiful creatures. And they're sort of circling below us because Hefara is throwing large pieces of fish heads on the ground, and the sharks are feeding on them right below us.
And part of the reason I understand for this type of an excursion is to educate people on the fact that sharks are beautiful and graceful, and they have a bad reputation, and that's part of what we're trying to do here. And I'm really happy to give Joel that opportunity.
When we return, we'll meet some friendly dolphins, feed lunch to these stingrays, and be completely dazzled by the fire dancers.
We'll be right back with more of the Travel Magazine right after this, so stay with us.
I love this guy.
Welcome back to the Travel Magazine in the French Polynesian island of Moorea. We could cycle around this 125-kilometer square island in a day, but we've opted to go for a boat ride instead. Dr. Michael Poole is the director of the Marine Mammal Research Program at a French biological station on Moorea. He's been studying Tahitian spinner dolphins since 1987. A day with Dr. Poole, Captain Hefara, and his wife Nanny was both fun and educational. We were very excited to have the opportunity to see these beautiful mammals up close. Dr. Poole's research is contributing to our understanding of dolphins and their behavior. For you, what is remarkable about the dolphin in terms of the lessons it provides for humans?
Well, I don't know so much about the lessons that it provides for us, but just the fact that they're so absolutely comfortable, even when they have young calves, with our presence, whereas so many terrestrial animals are not. They hide their calves. They take their babies and put them away from human beings and their machines, whereas dolphins appear, and particularly spinner dolphins, appear to be so relaxed and at ease with us that they actually bring their young calves over. Well, that's great for me as a biologist because it allows me real close-up observations, so it's very nice at a very young age. This is one of our groups of spinner dolphins. It comprises about 20 animals and 2 calves today. And the calves are quite young. One is maybe 2 months old, the other one less than a month. And there's the older calf. That's the older calf right here, see? That's the older of the 2.
This is like praying.
And I'll repeat, how many animals are so comfortable with humans and their machines, they bring their babies over like this. Now, I can identify the individuals not by their faces, but by their dorsal fins. Just as our faces and fingerprints are unique, the dorsal fins on the backs of those individuals are all unique. Here's 12 of the 200 different individuals that I've identified in our population here, of which about 150 are alive today. And I give a name and a number to each one. I know them quite well by their name. My computer knows them by both their name and their number. No Tip, Robin, his buddy, etc. These large marks are all shark bites. The small little marks, such as this one here, this one down there, this one there, that one there, those are dolphin bites where they nip each other. Spinner dolphins are not particularly aggressive. They're very playful. And when they play with each other, they oftentimes nip each other. And when they do, it can cause these small marks. That's really good for me. It's difficult to identify an animal that has no scars on its fin whatsoever. This, in theory, the shape and the form is different for every individual. In reality, a good photograph may not show that. Whereas if they have the scars, then you have a positive ID.
Why do they spin?
Well, we think that they're genetically hardwired to do so. It's instinct, that they can't help themselves. Worldwide, spinner dolphins spin, males and females spin, all age groups spin. calves don't do it very well. With your Olympic scorecards, you hold up a 2.5. With juveniles, you hold up a 4.7. With big adults, it's a 9.9. There's that sort of a difference as they learn how to do it well. But they all do spin. And so we believe that it's a genetically programmed sort of behavior, instinctive behavior.
There's 7.
Cheese!
After all that fresh air and sunshine, we've worked up an appetite. So we make a pit stop at a local outdoor cafe to try something unexpected. Polynesian pizza. The thin crust pizza baked in a wood-burning stove is a mouth-watering delight, made even more delicious by the exotic setting. We got ours to go. After lunch and a relaxing boat ride, we're off for another meal. Only this time, we're the hosts, and our guests are stingrays.
Come on in. Okay, I just want to watch you.
Oh, they like you. They love you. Okay.
Whoa.
Isn't this neat?
Have you touched them yet?
I have. It's real.
So we're feeding them tuna?
Oh, it's really quite something when they.
But I need to explain you that's dangerous when you feed them.
It's dangerous when you
No,
feed them.
not dangerous, but
Why are you telling us that after we got in the water?
Tell us that when we're on the boat.
she have the mouth, but there are no teeth, not really. But the mouth can see.
Where's the mouth? Okay.
She sucks normally the stuff like this, and after that they break. She have really powerful
Teeth?
teeth, no teeth, but when I say, comment tu dis ça? Bone plate. She break the shell, and after that they eat the shell. Normally the stingray eat the shell.
Can I feel?
Really.
Oh, they're soft.
Well, they're very soft.
Very soft. What's that tuna?
Very soft.
1, 2, 3,
Very
4, 5. Okay,
hungry.
they're all there.
Yeah. There you go.
Can I
Good,
feed 'em?
good.
Open hand. I don't have a horse. Sit here.
Okay. She's coming.
Hey, took it. Great. He's going after my Mr. Privates.
Oh, she is the big one.
That's the big mama. That's the big mama. She's pregnant. She has a baby.
When we return, we'll help Nanny make a popular Polynesian delicacy. Enjoy a traditional fireside dance performance. And I go to bat for some nutty friends.
Oh, beautiful.
Hey, pretty girl. Hey, pretty girl. We'll be back with more of the Travel Magazine right after this.
So stay with us.
Welcome back to Travel Magazine in the exotic island of Moorea.
have been reading about this recipe on every menu on the island of Mohorea, and now we're about to have a cooking lesson with Nanny. This recipe is called
Poisson cru. Make sure it's not poison cru. Okay?
Poisson.
This is very good stuff. It's
poisson cru. Well, we know that's fish.
What means raw fish.
Raw fish?
And
Poisson
what kind
is,
of fish?
This is actually red tuna, caught right here in Polynesia from our local fishermen. We get this fresh every day whenever we make our poisson cru. And basically what we're going to do now is we're going to sear it with, these are local Tahitian limes.
Limes?
So not
Thank
like your
you.
typical limes that you would get back home. They're very, very strong. And they're actually good for all of your cuts also. So not only cooking 101, but here's a little bit of
First
home
aid.
remedies here. Yeah, if you got those mosquito bites, they're good to remedy. Yeah, so why don't we go ahead and
Using it
squeeze
all
these all over.
To finish this recipe, the tuna should stand in the lime for at least 5 minutes. Drain it and then add coconut milk, carrots, tomatoes, and green onions. Add a dash of red wine vinegar, salt, pepper, Tabasco, mix well, and dinner is served.
Oh, merci. Maruru, Nani.
You know what? Those are my kind of salad tongues. You don't have to wash them after. Perfect. Thank you, Nanny. That looks delicious.
That is gorgeous. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That's great.
Mwah.
Gotta learn the Tahitian way.
C'est formidable.
Many of Moorea's 12,000 residents now work in the busy tourism industry, but plenty continue to live in relative tranquility, especially those in agriculture. It remains Moorea's largest and most prosperous industry. The island is home to lush pastures for a variety of farm animals and abundant crops like pineapples and coconuts.
Now, I understand, too, to open these, there is almost an ancient tradition that involves this very heavy piece of ironwood. It's like, it really is, it's like a baseball bat.
This is that one wood.
Part of this tree right here.
That tree.
Okay, I want to see this technique because it looks
Okay,
interesting.
so just put this right here. Okay, and then you.
Ooh.
You can see used by behind the coconut. Small stuff, but not easy for opening.
It's actually prying it off. Amazing. And that's it.
That's it. Looks like easy, but when you try it, you
It's
see
lots
the
of work.
difference.
Very good, Vatea. You've done this a few times, I guess.
Few times.
Boy, oh boy. Oh, excellent.
Very easy.
Now
huh?
that's a lot of work. Well, you make it look easy, but I'm sure it's much more difficult. Excellent. So can I give that a try?
Yes.
Just finishing that one off?
So you do
Okay. So what do we do?
You head to the coconut directly.
Push in, push down.
Fishing. So whereabouts? Right
Push
here?
in, push down.
Yeah, you have to hit
Okay. Ready? No.
that way.
Looking
The other way.
away.
That's it.
And whereabouts? Where do I want to hit it on? How many Polynesians does it take to open a coconut? Here we go.
Push in, push down.
It's more.
More?
Push down, push down.
Expect them doing it.
Yes.
I don't think I'm going to get the job. Yeah, that's a good point.
Problem with your
There. Oh.
Okay, it's okay. Push. Go ahead. Push.
I am pushing. So there isn't like an electric coconut opener anywhere, I guess, on the island.
Come on, guys.
Don't need any more.
No, I think I'm gonna go buy a can of coconut milk somewhere.
The nose, the eyes, the mouth.
Go ahead, Gino. What do you
So you go like this, and you hit really tough.
do? Wow, beautiful.
Okay. Now it's your turn, man.
And I'll do it just the same, I'm
Right
sure.
here, right here.
And when you're opening, if you like to take the juice inside,
Yes.
you cut one time. When you're breaking, you just turn the coconut for have the juice.
Okay, so you turn it off, you hit it.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it pretty hard?
Just right.
Okay, here we go.
Arakiri.
Do I yell anything? How about a good Tahitian word as I yell it? What do I say?
Arakiri.
Arakiri? Arakiri!
Yeah!
Hey,
Yeah,
there
You
you
have
go.
some juices.
Beautiful. Cheers.
After a day of coconut shucking, take the time to enjoy a beautiful Tahitian sunset before going to watch local artists perform at Tiki Village.
Yes, over here you've got two big varieties of banana. On my right side, Tahitian banana. On my left side, American banana.
For this celebratory barbecue, a large pit is dug in the ground where volcanic rocks are heated to 600 degrees Celsius. Pork, fish, chicken, and local vegetables are wrapped in banana leaves, then covered with earth. The 9-hour process yields a feast fit for a king. But there's no need to worry about all those calories, because after dinner, activity is mandatory. As lovely as the Polynesian women are, the highlight of the evening has to be watching the men perform their traditional fire dance.
Well, we fed the stingrays and swam with the sharks and ate some of the best pizza on the planet.
I agree with you. We've had a grand time in Mohorea. The dolphins made us cry and we were serenaded by some fantastic Polynesian music. But that's all the time we have.
That's it for this edition of the Travel Magazine. I'm Joel Hasman.
And I'm Leanne Cusack. Please join us again as we travel the world.
Te hi o ha, te hua kaki. Te hi o ha, te hua kaki. Hey, ha, hey.